everyone, I'm the Game Professor.
And I'm Jimmy.
And welcome to Games is 101. So, as you might have been able to figure out, we're talking about Animal Crossing today.
I picked some cherries.
Good job. In the tradition of the previous time that we got together and talked about the Silent Hill movie for Halloween, we're now talking about the Animal Crossing movie, which I bet a lot of you didn't even know existed. It hasn't been brought over to America in any official capacity. It's just a little anime film that happened in Japan and exists. Yeah, it's not too very well known.
I paid off my loan!
When did you start that game?
Thanks, Tom Nook!
So, this time we have both had a good deal of experience with the source material for this movie. So, Jimmy, tell me, what's your experience with... No, let me rephrase that. What does Animal Crossing mean to you? What is Animal Crossing for you?
Animal Crossing is, like, fun and light and happy and cute and escapist and the millennial dream.
Millennial dream, huh?
Yes. You can own your own home with 0% interest loans.
Get by and not worry about starving just by picking up seashells and selling them to raccoons.
You just automatically have a job.
That's true.
I mean, I've only played, like, New Leaf, so I don't...
I mean, basically, yeah. It all starts with you getting into town and Tom Nook basically being, here's a house, now work for me so you can pay your loan to me.
And Happy Home Designer, which you just start with a job also. So it's just all happy and hopeful and cute animals, which are the best.
They can see the dog, right? I don't know how the framing...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's our dog.
The best.
Yeah, I very much agree. I played Animal Crossing back on the GameCube as my first one, and it is basically that. It's one of those things where it's weird if I were to describe Animal Crossing to someone who's never played it, it would probably sound like the most boring game.
Oh, yeah,
but
I can attest to that because I used to be like, hardcore gamer, I only play like real games, and people would describe Animal Crossing to me and be like, that is dumb. What are you even talking about? As I, played The Sims secretly in the dark hours of the winter.
But yeah, it's very much, it's just calming and it's cute and it's enjoyable. It's very much just kind of a feel-good game. Not to say it's not worth anything more than that, but it's just nice. To that end, I'd say the movie captured the spirit of Animal Crossing pretty perfectly.
Yeah, it was cute.
Nothing very intense happened, yeah.
Aliens happened.
There was an alien, which I think...
And a fake alien.
I looked this up afterwards. I think that the alien was from the Wii version or something. There's an alien in one of the games that I didn't play. And I guess that's a thing. Yeah, I don't know, that was weird.
I did like, though, that, like, even though everything was just kind of fun and happy and friends and, also, no, I'm gonna finish my thought. I liked that the original message in the bottle thing did mean something at the end. Like,
yeah,
it was weird in Aliens, but in Animal Crossing it kind of felt out of place-ish, but it's Animal Crossing, so it didn't feel too out of place. There's talking animals in a village.
Fair point.
Of happiness.
So the story of Animal Crossing, the movie, is basically the same as the story of Animal Crossing, the game, really. And, in its most basic... simple format, like the original GameCube one. There's a little girl, I think she's 11 or something, which that's another,
like
11-year-old
kind
girl.
Of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Way too much responsibility on kids that are way too young to handle it, but she's moving, what?
Fan theory. Animal Crossing is in the Pokemon universe, and these are Pokemon that have gained, like, full human-ish sentience and are just living in their own community.
When you first started, I was like, haha, that's ridiculous. And then I was like, wait.
It's legit.
Oh, no.
Carry on with the song.
I mean, there are some Pokemon spin-offs that have, like, talking Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, like the new...
Yeah, like Pokemon. The Detective Pikachu thing that Ryan Reynolds is gonna
No, I was talking about the new Pikachu...
Oh, yeah, that's dumb, though. No one wants that.
Okay, anyhow. Summary time.
Right, so, yeah, this 11, I think, year old girl named Ai moves to Animal Village, and she's the only human who lives there, even though there is a young boy named Yu as well. I and you, haha. But I never got the impression he lived there. I don't think we ever saw his home. I don't really know It kind of reminded me of how you could visit other people's villages in Animal Crossing. Like, you might have come from a neighboring village.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just about her going there and meeting the animals, and there are a bunch of little kind of subplots, I guess. Like, Apollo, the eagle, has kind of a complicated relationship with, I forget her name, and different translations seem to translate the names differently, so I think we don't really have absolute names for some of them, but I think she was a cat. Yeah, like a former romantic relationship with another cat, and there's kind of that tension, and I has a few friends, and then she meets that, Kid Yu, who has an alligator friend, and they like messing around and being annoying little kids. Something about finding a fossil for Blathers, who is the best character, by the way.
Yes.
He's my spirit animal. I relate to him on a deep level. There's a bunch of little things going on. It's just, and all of it does come into play one way or another. None of it's unimportant. There's just nothing very high stakes going on, I guess. If anything, the most clear thematic thread and the closest that the movie ever gets to being kind of emotional is with this this elephant that I think was named Sally that I befriends, and they talk and form, a close friendship, and there's this ongoing thing where when they're first talking, I forget exactly how the conversation goes, but they bond over this idea of learning to make cherry pie. And that kind of becomes a pretty, not a subtle thing at all. Like, the characters in the movie knows that it's using cherry pie as a metaphor for finding the thing that you love and care about and pursuing that. And that is kind of a running theme throughout the movie. I'm not entirely certain that I found that, really, necessarily, because there wasn't that much of a resolution. Like, she saved the alien at the end, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did she move to the village? Was it just...
In the first place,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. The same reason any of us moved to Animal Village, because we bought a video game and want to play it. I don't really know. But yeah, that's kind of the main story thing going forward. And there is a point where the elephant moves unexpectedly, and I's really sad about that. And, that happens. But yeah, it's really just kind of a very laid-back, low-stakes, slice-of-life story. And it's like you said, it's very much like Animal Crossing. It's very cute and nothing important happens, and that's just kind of it.
Well, that moment when the elephant moved brought the feels, because I have disappeared from my Animal Crossing town before and come back, and all my friends are gone.
Oh, yeah. And
it's just the saddest thing. It's good that I guess things can change without you, but it's so sad, and I like that the movie incorporated that in some way. It did incorporate a lot of stuff from the game into
For sure.
little things. And
Mr. Rossetti was in it too. He was great.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, right there.
What else?
Let's see. Yeah, what else is there to talk about?
We can talk about what a frickin' saint Tom Nook is. He is the best Tanuki, and he gets such a bad rep. Nintendo tries very hard to make us realize that he is a good guy who gives 90% of his proceeds to charity.
Yeah.
To an orphanage, I think.
Something like that.
He's the best.
Yeah. To stick you in a job you don't want by forcing you to buy a house and stuff sounds bad until you actually are in a situation where you want a house and a job and can't get one. So someone who just straight up gives you both of those things and gives you a no-interest loan sounds like a savior.
Pay it back.
Yeah, you don't even have to.
Unless you want to expand your house, you do not have to pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah,
that's
true, but it is. Yeah.
About Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Tom Nook's fine. I should mention that we watched a fan dub, actually. I saw the movie a long time ago just out of curiosity with subtitles, but like I said, it has not been officially brought over to the US, so there's no official translation. But I found online just this dub that a bunch of fans did for it, and it was surprisingly good.
It was really good. Especially, I was super impressed with the main character, Ai.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a hard, cutesy Japanese little girl voice to get in English.
That's the downfall of many an English dub, is trying to emulate the way that they voice some of their, more cute moe female characters.
And I generally just think it shouldn't be done. We should just find our own sound. But she did a really good job. Mm-hmm. I totally bought it.
Yeah, and generally speaking, they just, there were only a few times that it came across to me as a particularly amateur effort at all. If they, slapped that onto a DVD and released it officially, I wouldn't be complaining about it. So that was kind of nice. It's, I'll just include a link in the description to that, I suppose, because I forget the name of the people that did it or whatever. But it's pretty good, and worth pointing out. So yeah, not quite as much in-depth discussion to have in this one, I suppose, compared to our last video about Silent Hill, the movie, just because it's Animal Crossing, and it's pretty simple, and I think that this is one instance where the approach of kind of taking some elements of the video game and forming it into their own story worked, since Animal Crossing doesn't really have a story. Like, it annoys me when they do that for movies based on video games that have a story in them already, but in this case, it works out, and it's, I don't even know if I'd say it's a super great movie or anything. Like, it's fine. I'm sure that kids would really love it, but it's very true to the spirit of Animal Crossing, and if you enjoy Animal Crossing, I can think of a lot of worse ways to spend, 70 minutes. I don't think it's a full-length movie, even. But, yeah, it's really cute.
Okay, so question.
Okay.
If you were to introduce Animal Crossing to a kid, would you start with the game and then show them the movie and be like, the world's alive in the movie? Or would you go the other way around, start with the movie, and then be like, and now you can experience it yourself?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I feel like both approaches could work, but my one concern would be that if you start with the movie and then have them play the game, they might be expecting the same characters and story beats and such in the game.
Yeah.
When in fact the game is just, that life simulator thing. And
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I'm sure would work though. And I know a lot of kids who love Animal Crossing, so that'd go over fine. And adults. It's not just a game for kids. Well, that does it then for this episode. Just talking about adaptation and how that works in the case of the Animal Crossing movie. So, if you enjoyed this episode, which is not a normal episode, by the way, if this is your first time watching Games is Lit 101, all my other videos are with just me, and they're analytical and kind of deep dives into stuff. But this is our adaptation recurring thing, and yeah, if you did enjoy it, feel free to check out some of the other videos, especially some of my long-form video essays about specific games. Just find a game that you like, maybe check that out. Also, don't forget to subscribe, share the video, stuff like that if you want. That all the stuff is in the description for that, as well as for following Games is Lit 101 on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, there's a link to Patreon down there too.
Also, check the description for my friend code on Pocket Camp because I need help in the quarry. I'll give you kudos.
I'll put mine in there too then. Looks like we'll have our Pocket Camp friend codes in the description, so feel free to join us on that if you're playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp on your phones.
Visit my camp, sit a spell with all the animals lined up in a row watching Tom Nook sleep.
You still have the the stadium set up with Tom Nook sleeping?
I will always have a crowd to watch Tom Nook sleep.
Well, it's not the creepiest thing I've seen on Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, at least. With all the lamp cults and the prisons. Yeah.
That made me sad.
Fans have always speculated a darker side to Animal Crossing, and now they have the opportunity to make it real. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you around next time.